Hey, welcome back to Black Raiders. This is me, your Raider, with the fro. So Tony Dismute.
Tony Dismute.
I got Marcos Mays here.
Always.
I got a couple of very, very special guests that I want to get to.
Two kings.
That's right. But what we're going to do first is this. Marcos, I know you got something for me.
Oh, we're going to do it one more again. Never a sin, always a blessing. BlackRaiders.com. Tell your daddy and mom. The greatest phenomenon coming at ya. I'm Marcos Mays, your best friend. That's right. Yeah. This is America, the land where your dreams come true. That's what they say. You see, all you gotta do is just be you. Be you, like all I can be is me.
Yeah.
No, sometimes you gotta close your eyes just to see that your dreams may seem high, but like the sky, it still kisses your face. Remember, it still kisses your face. Dropping bombs on BlackRaiders.com.
Let's do this.
It's only right here.
Let's do this.
All right, man. Blessings, brother.
Blessings,
Let's
brother.
do this.
So, as we bring this down, you know what we do around here. We rate movies, we rate television shows, but we do it from the black perspective.
That's how it go.
So remember, we got the Fromometer out there. We want you to follow the Fro, watch the Fro, see how much it grows. And we're going to just keep doing our thing and bringing you the best content that we can about the black perspective, because that's what we're focused on, the black perspective. But tonight, I got a couple of friends here. And I'm going to let my friends do most of this first segment. I just want to, I got Dino and I got Duck here. Dino and Duck are
Two
legends.
very interesting titles there, man.
Yeah, legends in this city.
Yeah.
Now, Dino, I'm going to talk to you first. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm born in Los Angeles.
Bless.
Grew up hustling in Los Angeles. I've been all over the world hustling. But I know a whole lot about Los Angeles. And I'm going to represent Los Angeles.
That's right.
L.A. County.
All right. Bless.
Well, that's Dino.
Welcome,
Doug,
Dino. Welcome.
Doug, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Born in Los Angeles, went to school throughout this county here. I know a lot of guys from the east, the north, the south, the west. Been all around the globe,
Right.
with this hustling, definitely. Met a lot of good people, and we're going to speak on Los Angeles when we first start. We're going to tell you how it really was and how it went.
And, because we got a lot of movies that have been influenced.
Absolutely.
By what was going on at you guys' era in this city. Now, I'm going to ask Dino, I got to ask this question because I was doing my little research and I came across this little piece that you sent me, and I'm like looking at it going, I got to ask him about this doggone piano.
Do you know you play piano?
Watch this.
It was somebody owed some money,
Okay.
and they had to give it up, man.
All right.
How much was it?
$15,000.
Wow.
A piano.
Yeah, it's a good decoration, man. It was hard. It looked like I was playing, huh, man?
I mean, the thing is that, there is a show that's out right now, and it's about to have its final season, and the show is called Snowfall. And for you, I mean, this is about the era and the time that you guys kind of ruled the streets out here a little bit.
Kind of.
Well, I just, I wasn't here, so I'm like, I know that I'm going to let you tell exactly what it was. Because, if you watch the shows, you know more about those stories and how they actually went down.
What show?
Snowfall.
Snowfall don't represent L.A. County.
Right.
Snowfall represent somebody closed their eyes and made up stuff about L.A. County.
Wow.
L.A. County don't start with Los Angeles. L.A. County start with Long Beach, Compton, Watts, Los Angeles, Palmdale, Lancaster. All that's L.A. County.
Right.
So if you walk across the street in any of them cities, you're going to end up in L.A. County jail. You're not going, they don't have their own jail. So this is how we meet all the brothers from L.A. County. So when Snowfall put their little thing on, they disrespected L.A. County.
Yeah, I mean, we had a little short conversation about that.
Right.
I mean, now, you know, I give the audience a little bit of your story at that time in the streets of Los Angeles.
I'm hustling,
Right?
hitting jury legs, all through L.A. County, all through the next city from L.A. County, from Oceanside to Oakland.
Wow.
Oceanside. That's by the base, right?
Yeah, San Diego.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was stationed out there. So
And we jury thieves.
Oh, okay.
So we taking Slavics down everywhere we found one.
Right?
But L.A. County, when you fumble and you end up in L.A. County jail, this is where you meet the brothers from Long Beach, Compton, Watts, L.A., Palmdale, Lancaster.
Right.
Because that's the melting pot. When you break the law and you get caught, you in L.A. County jail.
Now, I got to ask you this. All right, so at that time, you guys are doing jewel heists and stuff like that. What years were these?
79 to 89.
And 79 to 89, this is all going on, which leads into a lot of movies that followed and they made behind that life. So do you think at any point they were writing stories about you? Because I know that there's a story about you that was, I think it's called Queen Pins.
Well, it's not about me, but it's about a lot of hustling that went on in L.A. And it's about a lot of people that's dead now, or they just not opening their mouth to clean it up.
Right.
Because somebody is just trying to steal stories about L.A. and paint themselves into something that they're not.
Yeah.
But they stole a lot of people's stories.
They stole the story. So you think that, I mean, have you, now, Doug, I'm going to ask you this, Doug. Have you ever looked up at the screen and been, man, that was us?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
I have to go with
like
with that movie. Boys in the Hood depict us like what it was. What it was.
I mean, do you think that there were a lot of other, either of you, do you think there were a lot of other films that, you know, were basically people telling the stories, your stories of your groups, your friends, the people that you knew, that type of thing? Because, I mean, everybody knows Freeway Ricky Ross, you know, so, you know, and if you don't know who that is, that's, you know, the guy that they talk about, what was it? You guys know it better than me because it was at the time.
But they should let Freeway Ricky Ross tell his own story.
That's right. I believe
Don't
that.
steal from him.
That's what we talking about.
But what they did was in Snowfall, they took bits and pieces out of a lot of history in L.A., but they didn't live it, so they wrote it. They just wrote. They closed their eyes and fantasized and wrote what they wanted. They got situations in L.A. where, see, when I say L.A., I don't mean just the city of Los Angeles. I mean L.A. County,
Right.
from Long Beach to Palmdale. All that's L.A. County. So they got one city being the ruler when we didn't have it like that.
Okay.
When Pablo Escobar came to town and set that dope down in L.A. County, he didn't just set it down in L.A. He set it down in Long Beach, Compton, Watts. So we all had a plug.
Okay.
So therefore, it wasn't no one ruler. Rick Ross, Ricky, Freeway Rick, he was just one of the ones they gave it to. And his name rings because he fumbled, he was on TV, so they think that was the biggest man out of L.A. County, and it wasn't. We don't have a big man.
Okay.
One person didn't rule L.A. County.
It's because it's always interesting to see, and, you know, I mean, I'm going to ask you this, Doug, or you want to chime in, Marcos, but I was going to ask Doug this. I mean, like at that time, when you are, you know, living this life, can you even imagine that people are going to pin it and then shoot it up to the screen?
Never, because we was living so fast. It was like a fantasy. You know what I mean? We had fun. It was just like growing. It was normal. Let me put it like that. It was normal. It was normal for your man to pull up in the fresh Cadillac with the Vogues and the Daytons and the jewelry, because that's what we was living. And that's how it went, gambling and everything else. That was just normal. So we never gave it a thought that it was going to be depicted in a movie or even a book.
Right. And that's what I'm gonna get to next.
Can I, when you guys are like in the middle of the hustle, man, is there like in your mind, is there a means to an end to it, or are you just living for the moment,
Living for the moment.
making the best of the moment?
Living for the moment. Yeah.
But there's never like in the back of your mind, it's like I'm gonna get a certain bag and then I'm gonna retire, do something different.
Never. I'm giving you the straightforward from a youth's point of view. You know, look, 21 years old, and he come from nothing. His parents is broke. You know, you around, and all of a sudden the dope hit, and now you got money. You don't think about buying property or
Yeah, they never tell us nothing.
The next thing you thinking about is the biggest jewelry, the biggest watch, or the next car, or the next phone,
And the biggest house.
And the biggest house.
That's it. That's it.
Now, we mentioned this book, all right? I have to know about this book. I want you to show them and tell them everything about this story, because it's a long story, and I've been delving into it, but I need to know
That
more.
book is called Cross the Game. The Truth is Not Always Kind. Because I've seen so many stories about L.A. that didn't touch the truth. I think they closed their eyes and fantasized and just threw everything in a pot. And if you don't know if it's true or not. So I wrote a true story.
Right.
It's not based on a true story. It's a true story.
That's right.
And it starts off when I'm like 14 years old, and I'm a jewelry thief, and then I get into the dope game, then I get into the legal business and everything. So I wrote a true story for the world, because I'm just one little person in L.A. County, but I know 100 more people that got stories. You don't have to fantasize when you talk about L.A. County, man. I could reach so many people that got stories. Then you'll say, wow, they got gang stories.
Right.
They got hustling stories. Then you got situations where you putting all the money in one little part of the town. But you got Long Beach, Compton, and Watts. Then you got LA as well. So when you in Long Beach and you need some work, you don't come to me in LA. You go to Big Tata from 20s. When you in Watts, you go to somebody else. Inc. When you in LA, we got a bunch of people in LA as well. Freeway Rick was one. Daff was one. You know, it's a whole lot of us. Duck was one. When they putting this stuff on TV now, they just making one person rule the whole city.
Yeah.
We don't have no one ruler. Because when the Colombians dropped that thing right here in L.A. County, everybody just reached in the pot and went to work.
Wow.
Watts specialized, before the dope hit, Watts specialized in PCP. Watts and Compton. L.A. had to go to Watts and Compton just to get PCP. So we didn't make them. They basically made us.
You know what? I want to get a little delve deeper into that. I mean, and what I want to do real quick, we're going to take a short break, because I want you to just, our next little segment, we're going to focus on your writings, because, that's where all of these movies started, were from the words of someone who wrote it. I mean, and I just want the people to hear more about what you've done and what your goal is with
My
your project,
story.
with your story.
Do you know you a poet?
No, but I know how to tell I lived it.
Yeah, you sound like one.
I'm a live. When you
Does
live
have the
something,
voice.
and when you live
You
something,
got a lot of wisdom, man. You
yeah,
just spit it.
because I lived it.
Yeah.
So once I lived something, I could close my eyes and tell you about it. I don't have to say, should we write this or should we write that?
It's there.
What happened then?
Right.
What happened then? Who you was dealing with over here? Who you was dealing with over there?
And that's because that's
That's
how
in here.
That's there. That's where
Research
that's
that, man. I think you found that interesting.
Yeah.
Spoken
Yeah.
word, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to take this short break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back in just a moment. But I want you to just remember that we are here. We tell it like it is. And right now we're going to tell it like it is, and we're going to get deep, deep, deep. All right, see you in just a second. The film industry. I mean, there is such a narrow window in which we here have to. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to let all y'all know, all the people, all the parts of BlackRaiders.com.
Watch out, Africa.
My perspective, and that's a black perspective.
Sure. Black Black opinions matter.
Welcome back.
Back.
Yeah, I mean, you got Tony Dismute, you got Marcos Mays, we got Dino and Duck, and we got that book right there. And we got this crew that's filming this, so I want you to...
Is this book up here like this?
It's on camera like that.
Okay.
This on display, man.
We're going to put that on display. And now what I want you to do, and I want you to do it in a way in which you're comfortable, let the people know some of the things that are embedded in this life story that you've written.
All right. So we start off hustling, shooting craps, hitting jury licks, selling drugs, and the drugs that was for sale back then was PCP, weed.
Okay.
Cocaine was out of our league because we 14 or 15. And you really had to know somebody to get real cocaine.
Right.
And everybody in our era, we was in high school, so we was doing the quick hustle. But PCP, you can get a gallon of that, 1,000.
Wow.
Taking it make 5,000. But you got to go to Compton, Watts for that.
So it's interesting because it's like, where in the world is this stuff coming from at that time?
They making it.
They're making it themselves.
They putting a lot of chemicals together. Bam. Now you got, it started off angel dust.
The first time I ever heard about angel dust was in a movie.
And then Gil Scott-Heron sung about it.
Right.
Angel dust just consisted of the PCP poured on mint leaves. So you roll it in a joint. It's like, and that was consisted of angel dust. Then they found another way to make it stronger. They dipped, that's when they call it Sherm.
Ugh.
They got the Sherman cigarette and dipped it in the same PCP.
And this is all the things that are taking place in the streets of L.A.
In the streets of L.A.
I mean,
this is before the freeway Ricks and the Dinos. Because in the jungle, where I grew up in the jungle, they had Sherm Alley.
okay.
And I didn't run Sherm Alley because I'm a jewel thief.
Okay.
But it was in the jungle. So all the Sherm heads was over there.
That's crazy. You know where the jungles is, right?
Inglewood.
No way.
No.
Baldwin Hills. Baldwin Hills.
Baldwin Hills.
You're the base of the hill.
That's the jungle?
That's the jungles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. and
You got
so-
Lower Baldwin Hills,
Yep.
and you got the Dons,
Yep.
where the lady from Good Times and
Marley Gibbs and all, yeah.
the boy Ray Charles. That's the black
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Now, from what the little things that I do know, before I move any further, what is your relationship?
My brother.
And how long y'all been, just working as a team?
1985.
And tell us about 1985.
Well, I was gambling, and I didn't know him, and he came up, and everybody was 20 guys gambling, and he came up and just stood there with his hands in his pocket, quiet. And I looked up loud and said, "Man, what you here for?" And he said, "No, I'm cool. I'm cool." So I kept pecking at him. Eventually, he came down and threw a bet down, and his bet was just like my bet. So we became friends.
I heard that.
I'll leave it like that.
I heard that. Now, I want you to, a lot of your stories then are in this story as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ducks in there.
Absolutely.
Let's take it past the jewel to the jewel stories.
Okay. The jewel stories. We go up in there and get that money with that hammer without no pistols. So being that I knew I couldn't sell it, I give it to Duck because he wasn't going in the jury licks with me.
He was like, "You could go get it. I'll sell it."
No, he didn't have a problem. I was just with another crew.
Oh, okay.
And being that I knew they had our pictures,
Right.
so I said, Duck, you got to go sell it.
Wow.
And Duck was like, no problem. Let me get my gap. So Duck really had the jewelers.
Okay.
And then I ended up getting my own jeweler. But Duck was always moving it. Hey, man, I know somebody want to buy this. I know somebody want to buy that. here. I could give it all to him because
Wow.
that's my friend.
I mean, kind of like us, I guess.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So now, at that time, this is all going on. Were there any moments where you, like, bad moments?
Yeah, bad moments when you end up in L.A. County Jail.
How many times were there?
How many times? Probably twice. But the first time you there, you get educated on the law of L.A. County Jail.
Okay.
And all the people from Long Beach to Palmdale, we black. Wow. Then you got the Mexicans, they Mexican. Then you got the whites, they white. But in L.A. County Jail, everything black, Crip, blood is one.
Right.
Because it's a lot of racial tension. So
Yeah, separate and fall.
we friends now. Everybody friends. B's and C's is friends now because we in here and we got to deal with these other races.
Right.
So therefore, say we get a weak brother come in on drugs or just a weak brother. He ain't a strong brother. All men ain't strong.
Right.
And haven't been through what we've been through. So when you hit L.A. County Jail, you're going to get tested. Now, the only one could test the black man is the black man. The only one could test the essays is the essays and the whites. So we don't mess with each other's people. Then I seen a situation on Snowfall where they got another race taking shoes from the black man. Early 80s, black man was dominant in L.A. County. They got that on Snowfall. That's the biggest lie ever. From the 70s to today,
Right.
no race bothers no race. That's the law. Now say somebody come in and take his shoes, another race, and me and you watch,
Right.
we in trouble.
Okay.
Because this is a black man. So when they go to putting that up there, I said, who closed their eyes and just made that up?
Okay.
Well, I think they should carry that out to the streets.
Yeah, we didn't mess
Type
with
of unity, though.
Yeah,
I like
we
that.
didn't. Yeah, well, they unity. They unity because on TV they got Crips and Bloods fighting, but in real life, you see them cars doing all them spin arounds. They right there together.
Right. You know, I was going to ask you this. I mean, this is and I'm asking you both this question. Now, because the life that you live, do you think that they are either glamorizing the lifestyle or they like trying to, like truly tell a story? Or do you think that they just like, do you think they're just trying to show that to demean us?
No, they're not trying to demean us. They trying to make money.
Exactly.
It ain't
I
about
was trying
us.
to get there.
It ain't about us. They just know this city right here done started so much stuff. They saying we gotta paint this for all the other cities could have something that we the blueprint.
Right.
But if you're gonna paint us as the blueprint, get it from us.
We talk about that all the time, right?
How can we talk about Africa and Nigeria when I never been there?
Right.
So I could just fantasize something and put it on TV and people will believe it? That's what you're doing with LA. You disrespecting LA County. You disrespecting the Crips and the Bloods. You disrespecting the hustlers when you put that stuff on TV because people don't know. You got millionaires, rappers.
Right.
Lil Wayne, Baby, Jim Jones, claiming to be.
Yeah.
Then you got a whole nother group claiming to see. So then you got they all over the world. They think we beefing. We not beefing. And then you got them. Then you done threw some LGBTQ stuff in Snowfall. You got the hardcore gang member. Hardcore. He owed a dope man some money. All of a sudden, you got some gay stuff in here. The C's and the B's is not gay. They riders.
And do you think that they do that more so just for like cinematic, I don't know, fire? So it's the scene that everybody's going to talk about. Because if it doesn't happen, then why are you doing it? That's always my question. Why do you portray us in a certain way?
Because they don't know.
Well, I think it's because they want to control the image that we are presented with.
They want to make nobody's knocking on their door saying, "Hey, man, that's wrong. You disrespecting the B and the C. Whatever end it's on. When you throw a gay scene on these hardcore gang members, the first thing would have happened if this gang member owed a dope man some money. He'd have called. This is the gang life. Hey, look, man, I owe you that money. Where you at? I'm on my way to bring it to you. All right. When you get over there, the gang member ain't finna bend over.
Right.
I can't pay you, but I got something for you. These bullets.
Mm-hmm.
See, now you done took the C and the B and made it into some IGBTQ like they got on. What's that other movie they had? Lee Daniels did. Lee Daniels got.
Empire.
It started off good, but it's all fantasy. And then you going to throw all that stuff in there. Okay, that's cool. Let the gay people do their thing, but don't make us hard. We hard. Don't make us gay.
Yeah, don't use imagery
Yeah.
to put a falsity out about us.
Not us.
Let us tell our stories. Like I said, that's why we do Black Raiders, because content matters to me. Because if you're gonna put a show up and you're gonna represent it as a true story, and then you embellish a true story, then it's no longer a true story. And I've always said the same thing. A writer, when he first writes his words down on a page, those are the true words. The editing, that's when it all changes.
That's
but
right.
the first time he wrote it down, that's the true words. And so when you get other people with money, and they put it out for you to be like, hey, you got to change this. And then you change it. Now it's no longer your story anymore. Right. And we got to tell the stories. We got to tell our stories. We got to show our stories.
So get it from us.
Yeah. I mean, do me a favor. Tell me the most inside of this book, one of the most shocking things that the audience would probably see reading through that. I mean, because I know it's a lot of good.
It's a lot of shock. This is all action.
I know it's wild.
But a new experience for me in here is when I landed in Angola.
Okay.
In Louisiana.
Oh.
So now I'm 21 years old, and I'm in a whole nother world. I'm not in Los Angeles County no more. And these people never heard of me. They never even heard of Crip and Blood. This is 83, 84. Wow. Now, in all these states, they Crippin' in blood. But we hustling. Mm-hmm. So we ended up in Louisiana, smashing jewelry stores. End up fumbling, going to jail. So when we get in their county jail, we don't have no reputation.
Right.
Nobody is saying, there go Tony, he all right. So they not making us all right.
Right.
So they going to test us. They're going to test us all the way through, and we're going to have to, this is when you get to find out who you are.
How long were you there?
4 years.
Angola's no joke.
But see, they fair. If you a man, you're going to make it anywhere in the world. Whatever. See, they didn't make me, Louisiana, they didn't know who I was when I got there.
Right.
So I just had to introduce myself to them, and they introduced themselves to me. And their lifestyle was totally different from Cali.
Right.
So therefore, I looked at it, and I didn't look down on it. It just wasn't my lifestyle.
I dig it.
So I didn't just go to prison and became a model inmate and didn't do nothing. I went up in Angola, and I do what I do. I sold dope. So when you sell dope, here they come.
Right.
Maybe we don't have to pay him. Let's try him. And I got to answer with violence, because Angola was violent. So I got to answer with violence. I'm growing up. I'm 21. Now, how violent am I?
I mean,
I'm real violent.
You know what? I'm gonna
in that book.
I'm real
Check
violent.
it out.
I mean, this book is very important. I think people should
How do
pick it up.
How do people get your book?
Amazon.
On Amazon. Check it out.
Or you could go to Boss Angeles Presents to my Instagram.
Okay.
If you forget about Amazon, when you go to Boss Angeles Presents, this book got newspaper clippings and pictures in it.
That's right. All right.
I'm not playing with it, because I see all that playing going on. I'm showing this is what I really did. I'm not the LA Times.
Right. Yeah, because I got plenty of the pictures.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to do this. I'm going to take another short break, and just so we can stretch our legs, take a little quick moment. But we'll be right back. Now, when we come back, though, we're going to delve a little bit deeper into this amazing piece of work. And we're also going to talk to Duck a little bit more, because I'm sure I want to know what you thought seeing his situation develop in front of your eye. All right? So we'll be right back. And don't forget, blackraiders.com.
Tell your daddy, mom, sister, brother, website like no other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be right back, folks.
All right.
Well, welcome back, folks. Hey, Marcus, you gotta give me a little bit of something.
Yeah.
10 seconds or something.
Something like this. Yeah, as I smoke on this weed, I see what makes me stronger. It's my need to succeed that no one pierce my armor. It's that fire in my eyes. Stay strong, stay alive. One more try, I gotta make it through this drama. Sometimes I miss my mama, though she exists in my tears. Through the years, I missed her being here to consultate me through my fears.
There we
But I
go.
got books like my man right there, Crossed by the Game. Yes. Cross the Game on blackraiders.com. It's the same.
All right.
My man Tony Desmute can't rebuke what he does.
Let's get it in.
That's right.
Let's get it in. So let's do this. So you did 4 years in Angola, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
4. When you left there, what was the very first thing that you wanted to do?
Go see my mama.
mama.
I heard
Right.
that. Yeah, and I mean, the song that he was just
my
playing.
mama,
Yeah, I mean,
Go see my mama.
That's right, big
I
brother.
mean, because it's like, I've never experienced that, and so, I know that you and Duck have a couple of tales that cross paths per se.
Absolutely.
So, Duck,
Yeah.
let's tell them about you. Let's tell them about your, the inner workings of Duck back then.
Well,
That dope sack, man.
Fats had just got out, and we got together, and he hit me with 50 of them,
He just got out and hit you with 50 of them.
Yeah, the man never stopped doing what he was doing. He had a connect inside. He was doing his thing.
This
know what I'm
sounds like a movie just talking about it. Sounds like
It's
a
the
movie.
truth. It's the truth.
There it is.
Read that, you'll know. Yeah, he get out, you know what I'm saying? And he hit me with 50 of them. He said, "Which way you going?" I said, "Man, I'm going up north. I already got a route. I just needed something to work with." So,
Now, these are the real stories of the streets, folks. These are the stories that make your Snowfalls, make your, Boys in the Hoods. All of that comes from these lives that actually were lived. So, Doug, you went up to St. Paul, and, I'm from St. Louis, so talk to me a little bit about St. Paul.
well, St. Paul, Minnesota, that's the great mall. And I'd heard about it, and I had some people up there. And I made a call and told them I was on my way, and I had what they needed, you know what I'm saying? So we hit the highway in a van, you know what I'm saying, and did our thing, you know what I'm saying?
What
And,
year was this?
This has got to be 88, 89. Yeah, 88, 89. And they go on for like 25 up there. Wow. The whole thing. So we hit the road and did our thing, and I met my man. And it was the greatest experience I ever had at St. Paul.
Now, how long did you stay out there in that area?
2 weeks. 2 weeks. It take that long. That's about it. You don't want to
Okay.
stay in the town too long because you burn yourself up. Because, once everybody know you got the thing, your name is ringing.
Right.
When your name go to ringing, police is looking for something.
It's so interesting because have you ever, I think I asked you this somewhat. Have you ever looked up on the screen, either of you, and you looked up on the screen, you're like, wait a minute, that looks like us.
Yeah. One movie I seen, it protect us pretty good. Belly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like Belly.
Yeah. Belly's the truth.
If you haven't seen Belly,
Yeah.
check it out. Check Belly out. I mean, because, the rawness, and these are folks that are vouching for its rawness because they lived it before the movie was made. So anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, we left there and we headed up north. We was coming out of Seattle, Washington,
Okay.
and we had a hiccup. Somebody had got something and didn't pay.
Oh,
So, what do? You don't call the police. You don't, you handle it yourself because in this life, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You put your man down with something and what happened was you put somebody down with something, he lent it out to somebody, and then guess what? They ran off. So who's responsible?
oh,
The man you gave it to, right?
best believe it.
Yeah,
Man,
With a
that's
lip-
your man.
Yeah.
And he said in Belly, that's your man.
yeah. That's what he told him. Your man. So things had to be handled. We couldn't stay in the city too, no longer than that. So I came down
All
through
right.
Oakland, through Portland,
Okay.
through Oakland,
In this van.
in this van.
This van must have been laid out.
Well, the van has all secret compartments and what have you. keeping it 100.
Right.
It wasn't. It was a panel van, but it had a work structure. So if it was ever open, it would look like people working.
See, man, this is the kind of stuff that, I mean, I can see the stories written. I mean, I can see the movie right before my eyes just listening to it.
Some good times in that van, man. Good times traveling.
Well, yeah, on the
Some
road.
good moments
on the
between
road.
all the little
Yeah, a lot of CDs played.
Yeah, good music.
That's when,
Good
88,
music.
89, that's when CDs first came out, so we was CD mad.
I heard that.
Good
I'm
music.
not with him.
Right.
No, he's not.
No.
He doing his thing. I'm doing mine. So this makes the stuff we trying to move
Right.
makes it so easy because we got two hustlers.
See, remember, he hit me with 50.
He hit you with
He
50.
went on and did his thing. I'm on the road distributing,
I need help.
I ain't gonna slide that over a little bit.
It's covering your face.
Yeah, I mean,
Cuddy in the house.
Big Cuddy.
Thank you.
Now, with you guys going two separate directions but working for a common goal.
That's right.
I mean, and that's what we black folks got to do, by the way. But I mean, so you get down here, and how's the influx of cash? Is it bigger out there, or is it bigger here in LA?
Always out away from LA.
Because you can charge more out in
Exactly.
You was getting them, 10 out here?
10, 11 out here,
selling for 25.
25, 27.
Business 101, folks. Business 101.
Yeah, depending on who you're dealing with, 25, 27. You know what I'm saying? So,
Now, I'm going to ask you guys, I mean, so you guys do this, and, what slowed it down or what made it change?
What slowed it down for me?
Uh-huh.
See, Duck is going down there every month,
Okay.
and I'm going somewhere else every month.
Okay.
But what slowed it down for me after about 2 years, I got pulled over in the limo.
This is the story that I wanted to talk about. Remember I was telling you about the limo?
That sounds like a lyric, man. I got pulled over in the middle.
I got pulled off. That sounds like an old R&B track.
Oh, R&B track.
You know what I'm saying? Now, remember the story I was telling you about? The limousine and the flashing of a pistol by the driver. Yeah. So this story has to be told. Tell me this story.
I'm in the back. I'm coming out of Oakland.
Okay.
We've been down there 3 days, and it's a war going on with the brothers down there.
Okay.
So when I went with the 100, I sold 70, but I got 30 left. I've been down there 3 days.
Jesus.
So I'm dealing with the brother Inc. And
when you say 70,
keys.
what are keys?
I got 100. I went with 100
This man said 100 keys.
because the Colombians came to town and set them in our lap.
Set them in your lap.
Yeah. So all we got to do is move them. That's what made it good for us in L.A. County, from Long Beach to Palmdale. Because they didn't just set them in Los Angeles, Inglewood, and all. They set them everywhere. Everybody had their hands on dope. Compton, Watts, Long Beach. The little brother, I ran out one time. And
Well, they said it was the government intentionally.
I don't
Do
no,
that in the hood.
well, it wasn't no government that gave me mine. It was Jaime.
We said his name was Jaime.
Yeah, so, but I needed 40 keys one time, and I didn't have none. And Duck was gone. So I had to go all the way to Long Beach. Little brother named Tata. Set him right in my lap. He said, go do your thing. I got to give him his cut, but I moved him.
Wow.
But now, everybody had dope. You know, Freeway Rick was just one more person with dope. But when you get caught, that's when your name ring. That's why his name was ringing, because he got caught. But we got a lot of brothers that got caught or didn't get caught. And if they want to tell their story, they got to tell their
They
story.
got to tell their own story.
I can't tell their story because I could just say they was getting it. But you got to tell them how you was getting it. I just know you was in that club with me and you was getting it. You fronted me this and you fronted that. I know some brothers that was getting it.
Right.
But when I went down, I'm coming out of Oakland.
And this is in this white limousine.
Yeah, I'm in a limo. And we sleep.
And how much do you how much is in the limo?
30 keys is left.
30 keys.
And 160,000 and 2 pistols.
And what is the street value of what you have on you, do you think?
2 million.
You got $2 million on you.
2 million.
So
Of dope. I got 160,000 cash
So
and 2 pistols.
now
And
one
4
of the,
clips.
and
I got all these guns because Oakland and LA is beefing. but not because of me.
Right.
But I mean, we can't call the police for what we doing. We got to deal with it.
Right.
So we doing our thing. So we got pistols, and I don't have my pistols to say, look, I got a pistol. I'm way out of bounds. I'm in Oakland, and them little brothers is just as bad as us. So, and they didn't got plucked by L.A. brothers. So therefore, pluck mean beat.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I got to be very careful down here because somebody want revenge. But I'm coming back out of Oakland after dealing with what I was dealing with, and we an hour out of Oakland. We coming I-5.
Right.
The driver of the limo he did something where he showed an elderly couple a gun. Whatever he did, we sleep.
Your driver flashes a pistol on an elderly couple.
And I used a different driver every time. So I don't know what he was on, but we sleep. We in the back sleep. So when he let the visor on, hey, they pulling us over. Now I got pulled over before because this other driver was speeding.
Okay.
And he gave him some game, and we kept pushing. So he let the divider down. Hey, man, they pulling us over. I said, all right, man, get your ticket and keep moving. He let it back down after I let it up. He said, no, look. I look out the back window. Highway Patrols is back there, about 5 cars.
Oh. I don't even, let me stop us right here for a
We
second.
continue on blackraiders.com.
We're going to stop for just a second and take a little station break, pay some bills. We're going to, let them do a little marketing on the Black Raiders page. And we're going to be right back to you in just one moment. All right?
So,
Hey, folks, welcome back.
welcome back.
Hey, you know what? I have to, get back to the story that Dino was telling us about. Because Dino and Duck got some really, really interesting stories. I mean, we don't have the time frame to tell them all, but man, I would love to see this stuff like, in screenplay form.
What's happened?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, put that in screenplay form because, Black Raiders, we try to market black film of all types all over the world. And it's better, I've always said that, it's better for the people that actually live the story to tell the story.
Absolutely.
Because the people that, tell what they think happened, they're not telling you the truth.
Right.
And they can't even know if it's the truth because they think it happened.
Speculating.
Yeah, they're speculating. And so, with that being said, you know what? I just want to know how that story ends up. How is it that a man with $100,000 in the car, 2 guns, key after key after key, how he gets home after that?
I took a deal for transportation of narcotics. I did 2 years.
How much would you have done if it was if you hadn't taken that deal? Do you think?
The feds would have came and got me. I got busted on a Wednesday. Took the deal that Monday.
Damn.
I know I'm busted.
Right.
So I know how to deal with the law. What can I say? I use.
Right. Yeah, I got 30 keys I use.
Yeah, so I knew to hurry up, and then they had the courtroom packed with cameras and the police and everything. So I was like, we can't be having this. What's the deal? The lawyer said, no deal. I could be on illegal search and seizure. I said, what if I lose? 35 years.
Ooh.
I said, go ask them the deal. I took the deal at arraignment.
Right.
This is your first court appearance.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, give me.
I ain't doing none of that. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I know I can't win.
Right.
I know when I'm busted.
Right.
But I'm just one story out of L.A., man.
Yes, I'm sure.
I know 50 people that got a story totally different from mine.
Right.
So they need to contact L.A. brothers that.
Yeah, just to get the real on the screen.
You seen Heat?
That's what, you know what? You seen Heat?
Yeah, like with De Niro.
I'm going to do you.
Yeah,
What's that
Pacino.
about?
It's about a cop and a mastermind crook.
Say,
Yeah, like
man.
a connection together,
Heat is, I don't know if it's true or not, but I know a brother named Kool-Aid. He up out the jungle, right?
Okay.
He did what he did.
Wow. Did you remember when they had life imitating art, art imitating life? What was it in Burbank? They had the bank robbery up there.
Oh, yeah.
Dudes walked down the street and had the full body.
No,
armor.
it was in North Hollywood.
North Hollywood.
Yeah, I was
remember
right
that?
down the street from that.
Kevlar suits.
Yeah, I mean, and then
Armor piercing bullets and all that.
I mean, it looked like the movie Heat.
I don't
It
think they
did.
come to rob the bank.
What
Really
you think?
There's something else?
Because when you come to rob a bank, You go in, get the money, and when the police get on you, you go.
Right.
They was
And
waiting
you
on
do
them
not
joints.
have all that.
Wait.
They was
all
waiting
them
on
bullets.
the cops, man. Waiting on them.
They had something else going on in their mind, man. It wasn't no robbery. We real criminals. We go to do robberies. We never have, we're going to shoot it out.
Are you gonna make it out? That's what.
Yeah, we trying to get away. We trying to get away at all times. We trying to get away.
Yeah.
So I don't think they came to rob it. That's TV though, man. I
But
don't,
that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's what I like about this particular conversation. Now, Duck.
Yeah.
Earlier we were talking. We were talking about Straight Out of Compton. Okay.
Straight Out of Compton. What's that
I mean,
about, man? It's
I'm
been so
gonna let you
long
know what I want him to tell me a different spectrum on that.
Really?
Of Compton.
Straight Out of Compton.
Yeah.
You mean as far as the movie?
What's your
Yeah.
perspective?
I want
on
to
it?
know what the inside of it looked like. How much did they reflect what actually was happening on the streets of Compton at that time, or in LA in general, in that story?
They didn't really touch on it all the way proper at all. They was doing more music. They was focusing more or less on their music and their come up and how they started. But they didn't touch on the gang activity, the hustling, the dope, none of that.
Right.
They breezed right past that.
And I mean, I was always interested in people that lived it at that time, what they
Yeah.
saw,
Yeah, it was a lot of dope selling, a whole bunch of gambling going on. They had a lot of bookie joints at the time. Bookie joints are guys that take off track bets instead of Hollywood Park and what have you. So a lot of that was going on then. So they didn't really touch on it proper. Not to me. That's my respect.
I seen it.
You saw it too,
It was all about the rappers.
right?
Yeah.
It wasn't about crime.
Was there ever a story in LA that you felt was like a story that was true to what actually took place in LA?
I think what they was talking about was true.
Right.
Because it was about Cube and Dre and the rap thing, Eazy-E.
Right.
So they wasn't doing nothing but rapping and talking about what happened to them and all that. So I believe they wasn't criminals. They was rappers.
They
Yeah,
spoke-
that's kind of what I was trying
News
to get at.
like news
See,
reporting.
our
They was
world-
reporting
our
what was
world-
going on. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
look, our world is totally different from their world. But look at them now.
Yeah, they spoke on their come up, like I said
Yeah.
before. Hey, how we started rapping, what we did to get this business off the ground. That's what they did. But as far as the hustling part of Compton and Watts and LA, they don't know it. They didn't.
Right.
There's a couple of this segment we normally do. Is called What's That All About? Right. I mean, so are there any movies that you have seen that we were talking about this earlier as well, Doug? Movies that the segment that you lived in life, like another place that at the same time.
So like New Jack City, like in Nino Brown.
Yeah. New York
you know
versus
some
LA
kid-
or
Nino Brown was kind of close to what it was.
okay.
I like Nino,
Yeah,
man. He's
yeah.
OG.
I have to say New Jack City. If I had to pick a movie that kind of more or less predict us at what it is, New Jack City.
Okay. Yeah. How about for you? Is there anything that really caught you and just kind of said, man, that's feels raw?
It was a good little crime story.
Okay.
Did you see how Nino was fascinated with Scarface
Yeah.
during the whole movie?
It seemed like a lot of movies throw Scarface up there, and when
Yeah.
they don't know, that's just
you-
another little close your eyes and let's do this.
Do you think
Right.
there's a feedback going on with Hollywood trying to mold actually what they want the streets to be like? Because Nino kind of he wanted to go out like Scarface.
Right.
Scarface should have had a part 2, 3, and 4.
Oh yeah, they shouldn't have killed Scarface.
Yeah, they shouldn't have let him go to jail and get
That's
out.
a movie right there. Scarface in
You know what I'm
jail.
saying?
nigga.
And get out.
But I mean, we may be able to find that right in this book right here.
Oh, we got a lot of stuff up in there, man.
I mean, it's
You should
funny.
write like a black Scarface or something.
Yeah,
You could
know,
probably
We
do
don't
that,
want to
Dino.
be Scarface. We want to be Dino.
See,
Facts.
That's
So-
right. That's right.
We don't care about that.
Yeah,
This is for real. See, the difference with us, we for real and they fake.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
But I know brothers that did all that they not knocking on their door. They should at least knocked on the brothers from LA door when they wrote Snowfall and say, hey man, tell us about this, tell us about that.
They ain't work. They
Give
don't
them some
think- yeah.
crumbs. I mean, give us something.
That's what
but
they
don't
don't
put
wanna
us
do.
up. Yeah, don't put us up there and disrespect us like that. You disrespecting the whole LA County when you put this on TV and it's all a lie.
That's all. It's an
I mean,
agenda, man. It's
You know,
an agenda.
Yeah, that's their
That's
agenda.
what that's why they call it programming, television
Exactly.
programming. You know, and that's what we try to do is deprogram.
Exactly.
So what I'm,
Through books, through broadcasting, through all that. So.
Now earlier, Duck and I was talking. I'm gonna ask you this too, Dino. You guys watching any? You watch any Nigerian films, foreign films, anything like that?
No, I don't.
Me neither.
I got a couple of shows I want you guys to check out.
I want to check them out.
All right. I mean, and it's about the game, and it's about the same time.
Okay.
One of them is a show. I think you got on the list. It's called Swallow.
Is it true?
This is based on a true. What did you read?
No, I'll let you explain that. It's something I can't really. I can say to my homies, right? But
You can say it to all of us,
as
man.
a female, I was like, you
Oh,
seen
yeah,
the
yeah.
movie Swallow, baby.
It's just what I thought. But see, what it is this though. The
What's
title
it
of
about,
the
though?
film.
What is it about?
It's a drug dealer film out of Nigeria. All right. And it's about this girl who loses her job, who takes a position. I'm not going to go all the way into it, but the name of the movie is how she transported drugs. She would have to swallow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, when I
That's
first
normal.
saw it,
that's normal.
there it
Isn't
is.
that like a true story? It's but the bag busted and somebody's.
Well, no, you
gut
got
or
to do it right. That's normal stuff for prison and transport.
Right.
That's real normal stuff.
I mean, and I saw it. I was like, I saw the title. And when I saw the title, and it was a Nigerian flick. This is on Netflix. So if you get a chance, I'll let you rate it because I would rate it, but it depends on who's watching and how they're going to appreciate it. So I'll let you rate it first, and then you can look us up on blackraiders.com and you can see our ratings for it.
Is it new?
Nigerian film Swallow.
It's not new. It's probably. I always say this: if it's the first time you saw it, it's new.
Okay.
Right. So it's going to be new to you. And that's why I don't care who you are. If we have some great black content that's out there that if you've never seen it, it's still a new movie to you.
Right.
Black
check it
Raiders
out.
pick Swallow.
But Swallow is a Nigerian flick. It's on Netflix. Y'all too fool. I can tell y'all be
Straight
trouble
outta-
together in the streets.
Straight out of Nigeria.
So, but it's a really good show. It's a series. So it tells the story of this young lady trying to make her way through life after losing her job. It's just an interesting story.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, Nigerian joint. And then it's another one. It's called Rattlesnake, and I think it's one of those shows that has you got a person coming of age in the streets of Nigeria as well, because I've always wondered what a person on the other side of the world is doing. They're doing something just like me,
Right.
What it would be like, So
I said drum beats.
Rattlesnake.
Straight out of Leimert Park.
That's right.
and that's also
African
on Netflix.
beats from LA streets, y'all.
Both of those is on Netflix.
Yeah, both of them are on Netflix.
I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like what we try to do is touch on a few shows that we kind of recommend, let people know that it's available to them. Because one of the things the reason that we developed this platform was because we got to search for stuff, and they got a million things up for everybody else, but we got to search for ours.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you could have a platform, you could have everything from Netflix to Amazon to HBO Max to the million different platforms that are out there. But if you don't know what's on it, how you gonna find it? Right. So like a show like Swallow. If you just saw that title, like if you were to look up and see a similar reflective life, but in a different country or a different place in the world, coming up doing the same type of things, because there's movies like that out there. There's tons of them.
So, on Black Raiders, do they give you like menus of good movies like you just?
That's
said?
what we do.
Good. So
Yeah.
a person can just go to Black
Yeah,
Raiders.
because all we Black Cisco and Ebert. I mean, that's kind of
Okay.
what we are. What we do right now is we tell folks what we're like the friend that watches all the movies and tells you about it.
Check out Rattlesnake.
Hey man, you gotta check this movie out.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So they just go to Black Raiders and
Check
you'll be a
out
lot
New
of
Jack
stuff we
City.
can follow.
Yes, there's a lot of
Nino
different
Brown.
things that you can check out. We do, we got these segments called like if you want to get one of these T-shirts, we sell those on there. So we do what we do, but our main focus is to bring content that Black people like and put it on a platform altogether, not spread out all. It's too many platforms.
That's right.
You got a good show here, a good show there. It's a show, and this is I think I showed you a little bit of it yesterday. It's called Mayor of Kingstown. When you talked about Angola, it reminded me of Angola. This is The actor played Hawkeye, and I guess those are the DC Universe or
Marvel.
yes, in the Marvel movies, plays Hawkeye, and he is, his brother's the mayor of this town, and the family is like historically they run this prison complex that is, I think he said, there's 20 prisoners in a town of 40,000 people. It's 5 different prisons, and takes place in Michigan. And I mean, I say this, I didn't really care for him as an actor at first. And then I started, he did The Hurt Locker, and then, I wasn't into his character in the Marvel movies either. And so, but when he did this.
If you like Blue Lives Matter, you'll like this movie.
You haven't even watched it, so why would you criticize something that you haven't seen? That's a criticism. If you like Blue Lives Matter, this story is about the people on the streets more than it is about the prisoners, because all of them are looked at the same way.
So put
all
us
criminals.
up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
This is yours.
Oh,
Put us up there on Black Raiders so they can know where to get that.
that's right.
I put
Straight
this in there.
from
Put
the
that up
truth.
there.
Right
I'm
there.
going to create a little plug for this.
Look what it said at the top.
What did it say?
A true story.
That's right. A true story.
It ain't based. I'm still alive.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And then, you see it's got photographs and everything in it.
Newspaper clippings,
Facts.
pictures.
I'm looking forward to
Fast.
getting through this.
Autograph it.
I think I did.
Oh, it's already autographed
Okay.
and
Thank
everything.
you,
They
brother.
caught me off guard with that.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
this is what we're gonna do, though. We got a couple of movies that we talked about for you guys to check out. We got we're gonna bring you guys back because I want to get even more deeper with you. I mean, I might bring you back separately, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna get up out of here. Marcus, you got something that you want to say before we exit?
Love and peace. And if you have something, I like the way my man Dino presented his book and the way he believed in his book. I want everybody, if you have a dream and you manifest it, man, believe in your dream and what you believe in, and everybody will start believing in it also. I want to read it just by the way you presented it, bro, your energy. And my man over at OG, man, thank you guys for coming, man.
No doubt.
Blessings,
We
man.
enjoyed ourselves.
Doc, you got something you want to say as we exit the place?
You guys got a great thing going, and keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
And thank you for having us.
And I'm going to ask the question for Duck on the way out. Is there anything that you would like to say to people that you don't want to follow the path that you guys took?
I have a movement. I'm Dino.
Right?
That's Duck.
Right?
But I have a movement called Bump That Sale.
Bump that.
But
yeah.
it ain't Bump That Sale. It's F-U-C-K, that sale.
Right.
This ain't living.
Yes.
See, so I wrote that to get their attention.
Okay.
But I fumbled my life. So my movement is I'm going to grab these youngsters. The time it carried back then, it don't carry now.
Right.
Because they in a gang, that's 10. Because they got a gun, that's 10. Then the crime is another felony. That's 3 strikes. So they go in at 21 and they might not never get out.
Wow.
See, when I was doing it, armed robbery 3 years.
Wow.
Everything was nothing. Get caught with 100 keys, do 2 years. Now the feds step in and give you get a career offender if you got 3 felonies. So I want them to know, look, before you go in there and do that little bitty stuff you about to do, because you're going to have to do it again tomorrow, this how much time you face.
Right.
I want to teach them.
Well, I mean, because we all love the guts and gore part of the story, but, we got to get through the guts and gore.
And seeing them, and that stuff, you didn't get all that time back then.
Right.
Now they whoop you for every little thing. That's the system that's in place now. Yeah. It wasn't in place, but they got it in place.
I mean,
Look at that RICO law now that's getting...
Just the word conspiracy.
Right.
The word conspiracy mean we all did something.
Right.
So now that's the RICO. That's the life sentence. And we could be the lowest level.
And we still going.
We going for a long time because of they're going to make it a conspiracy and the RICO. And it's going to bust their head open.
I just, this is the reason that he's here, because see, that part of it I wanted you to know. I didn't just want you to know the glamour stories and the fun stuff and all that, because at the end of the day, this man changed, and now he's like, I'm trying to rescue these brothers from ever having to go through that.
Yeah. And I'm not Jesus and all. No. That's cool. Your religion is cool, but I want to show you something besides the Bible. Real life stuff The Bible's good. Pray, then play.
Right.
Pray, keep that in your life. But now let me show you this law book. Don't have, you're going to be, Jesus, get me out of this trouble. But no, they don't care about that in court.
Right.
Here go what it carry. Pie out.
He said, pie out.
That's why I come in at.
Hear this?
Right.
They don't care. You prayed, all right, here go 50 years.
50.
'Cause
And they hitting them hard nowadays. And that's what we need to
Welcome
stop.
to the new slavery.
You know, like I said,
My-
we,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
so this was a different, we want to do something a little different today, related to Los Angeles, the people of the streets, and, we got it in.
Not just Los Angeles.
But I'm L.A.
Los
County.
Angeles County.
Right.
Yeah,
See,
LA
Los
County.
Angeles is just one little area.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of L.A. County.
All this is L.A. County.
So that's why we wanted you here. And the
Yeah.
thing is that, remember what he said at the end. I mean, he's trying to stop this stuff. He's trying to rescue us, from ever going through what he had to go through.
And I'm going to make sense to him.
And there it is. There it is. And,
I'm not just going to tell him don't do it. I'm going to show you what to do.
there you go. You see his book?
Get the book.
Get the book. Take a look at it. All right.
Check out the site.
We got
All right.
Los
Duck,
Angeles
we got
presents.
Dino, we have Marcos, and we got the crew out there. We want to just thank them for being here to help us support us, to get this message out. And we out. You got anything for us?
Big ups to D'Angelo. Where'd you go? Oh, he's out.
He's out.
Bless.
All right.